like and subscribe right now, or the spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Hello, my friends. Quick question. When was your last visit to the zoo? Let me guess. You're not sure, right? Well, so am I. But guess what? It seems we've been missing out on a lot of interesting stuff going on behind those gates and cages that would have been rather boring on a normal day. Brace yourself for a virtual zoo tour that I guarantee will steal your heart. A quick disclaimer though, some of these videos might be just too cute and emotional to watch. I would suggest you have a whole box of tissues around, just in case you tear up laughing or crying. Number 1. Angry Goose. Honestly though, whoever wronged these geese species has to go and apologize on behalf of the human race once and for all. I'm still yet to understand how such small-winged animals like these get so aggressive to the point of scaring the hell out of grown humans, including me. You see, such instances are funny, but only when watching. Finding yourself in such a situation would most definitely be a hell of an experience. Just make sure you get it on tape though. Just like this guy. Nothing would prevent these creatures from confronting you if you cross paths, even if you were going about your business. They're always ready to strike with rage, and their saw-shaped beaks are of course scary in every way. To be honest, I wouldn't wish to meet a bunch of these guys anywhere. Imagine walking down a quiet or busy street just like this dude. Then they attack you. That would be kind of fun though. Number 2. Goose and Giraffe. This is quite a peculiar combination of animals that you wouldn't come across spending time together on a normal day at the zoo. The giraffe was curious. I guess that's how they usually are when they see humans and apparently birds too at the zoo. This time, however, the curiosity of the giraffe got them in trouble. I think the geese were offended by the way the long-necked fellow was looking at them. I mean, it's very understandable. I would do that too if someone came that close to me, staring right into my eyes. Don't get me wrong though, I'm not a talking goose, in case you were wondering. Number 3. Black swan and koi fish. Birds feeding fish? I know, right? Just when you thought you saw everything. As cute as this may look, it might not be what you think it is. The black swans are apparently just doing what they do on a daily basis, feeding. Their way of feeding is quite an interesting one because it seems like every bite should be accompanied by a sip of water according to their unwritten rules of feeding. Rumor has it that there might be a whole set of these rules that we humans don't know about yet. On the other hand, the fish have found an opportunity to win the daily bread from this peculiar feeding habit of the swans. They feed on what falls off the beaks of the black swans. What a symbiotic relationship! Plus, aren't they just adorable to watch? Number 4. Elephants crushing pumpkins. Having a bad day? Hold on. Wait until you see this and hear the amazing crunch sound from these giant fellas stepping on relatively huge pumpkins. The perfect elephant ASMR, I would say. Plus, elephants are arguably very interesting animals to watch in nature or at the zoo. Just like this one. Look at how the first elephant stomped on the pumpkin and then immediately hesitated as if to say, "Oh no, I don't think I was supposed to do that. Am I going to get in trouble?" In fact, elephants are intelligent animals. Maybe a little more intelligent than we might think. They make it look easy though. This shows how strong and enormous this animal is. And if you were to find yourself on its bad side, then you better run, dude. They would break every bone in your body into countless pieces, wiping you out of existence. I've never seen such a scary but at the same time cute animal other than an elephant. These ones to be specific, of course. Number 5. Escapee chimps. We've all experienced those days when we did something wrong at home and we didn't want to go back. Escaping home is one thing, but escaping home and hanging dangerously on live electric lines is another. It seems that this chimp was having a not-so-good day. I wonder what this big guy did at the zoo that he doesn't want to go back by any means. It must be an awful thing to deserve all this struggle. He walks on those power lines like he's been training for his whole life. I know it might be like being on a tree and walking on branches, but it's still very impressive, don't you agree? Too bad the tranquilizer worked and he fell to the ground. It must have hurt badly after the fall, or perhaps not. Let's hope not. Anyway, I hope he's okay wherever he is. When he gets out of the hospital, I think this poor thing should be given an audience with the zoo's management to air out his issues, because clearly he has some. Number 6. Monkey eating coconut. It's business as usual at the zoo this day, but it's not the usual business. Who's up for some monkey business? Monkeys seem to be creatures that will always find a way into our hearts with the insanely cute gestures they do. It's said that we share something close to 98% of our DNA with them, but it seems to me that monkeys are very much convinced that they're as much a part of us as we already are. What blows my mind is how this little guy stays calm and minds his business in front of a rather vocal human audience. Perhaps it simply enjoys the attention, much like Gen Z Instagram influencers we see every day. No hard feelings though. Anyway, considering that these fellas might be our ancestors, they have been around for a significant amount of time to know their way around stuff and to survive the jungle. Breaking a coconut shell is one of them. Number 7. Monkey exhibit. It's quite interesting how people try to have fun in any way possible nowadays. No, this isn't Tarzan, in case the thought crossed your mind. This is a woman who decided to take the fun a little bit too far. She got into the zoo but went further into the animal exhibition area to mingle and maybe benchmark with the animals. I'm not sure what was going through her mind at the time, but it must have been something wonderful. Of course, she had no bad intentions or anything of the sort, because she even fed these beautiful monkeys, who were very glad to welcome a quiet, out-of-the-ordinary guest at their residence. As long as she had goodies on her, then it was seamless and easy to charm the monkeys. Otherwise, I don't think they would have liked the home invasion. Number 8. Woman climbs into lion enclosure. On a list of the world's daredevils, I'm quite sure this woman would make it among the top 5. The only thing separating visitors from wild animals at this particular zoo are a 4-foot fence and trench, apparently. If those lions climb out and find their way over the trenches, then it might as well be feeding time for them. In this case, however, it's not the lion that has crossed all those barriers. Instead, it's a woman who has a pretty weird love for this particular lion. Surprisingly, it's not the first time she's done this. She pulled the same stunt some time back, which got her banned from the zoo. But that couldn't stop her from confessing her undying love for this king of the jungle. The lion looks like he wants a lawyer to file a restraining order against her. The poor lion has a stalker and can't do anything about it. Number 9. Lion and baby. There's something about babies that everyone just has to love regardless. Look at this. Even lions apparently have a thing for babies. On the other hand, since I'm not a baby, I would enjoy watching this from a distance as the two speak their own sort of coded language. The kid's going to watch this a few years later and be like, "There's no way I was this close to a lion this big." I guess it takes quite a lot of naivete in a person to do things that no one in their right mind would dare do. Imagine waking up and being like,
"Today I'm going to play with the lion at the zoo."
well, when it gets to that, I hope the zookeepers fed the lions pretty well, for they're not going to be this nice to you when they're hungry. Number 10. Dancing polar bear. Bears must be the scariest wild animals out there. Of course, it's not as scary as a pack of lions or a bunch of house mice, of course, but there are high chances that you'll spoil your pants when you encounter this particular, beast. Okay, enough with the scary stuff. Here's a more interesting one. Few of us will get the chance to see polar bears in person, even though they're fascinating animals. However, these bears from the far north of the Arctic are far more complex than they first appear. Of all the things in the world that can dance, would you have imagined a dancing polar bear? Not even in your dreams. This one looks like Michael Berkson to me. Haha, get it? He's going to need a few years to work on this moonwalk dance style if he's trying to perfect it. Or maybe he's tired of living in a zoo and wants to explore the world through his newly found talent. I hope the circus guys are watching this so that he might get a sponsorship. Until next time, adios.